I've brought the bike somewhere nice and quiet so we can do a before and after when I'm starting and revving. The exhaust system I've got on it at the minute is a motad. I hadn't had it, what, 2 weeks, and I threw the damn thing down the road. The worst thing was I was sitting on it at the time, so it weren't very old when I took it off the road. That's probably why it's never rotted through all that time it was sitting outside. Let's have a look around this side. I've never liked this side, it's just bare. It's got no features as such, so that's one good thing about putting twin pipes back on it. I'm going to have to use the original down pipes. So this one's not too bad, but this one's got a bit of a kick there. And obviously they'll want extending. So once I start, there's no going back. I can't put it back on. So let's start her up and see what she sounds like. Not too bad. Thing is, it doesn't annoy the neighbours. I hope my new exhaust system don't. So I'm just going to take her for a ride, because if it all goes horribly wrong, it might be a little while before I can get back on it. Right, it's time to make a start. I'm going to start by removing the left hand side. Take that out. Take the baffle out, off. And just leave the right hand side. Then I shall mount the Mega and see how much pipe work I'm going to need to join the Mega up. I think I'm going to need some sort of sweeping bend as well. I started by giving them a squirt of penetrating oil. I've let that soak, and now I'm just going to give them another squirt. Like that. And let's see how easy they come off. Well, they didn't want to give up without a fight. So I want to keep that bracket for the centre stand and maybe mount the new Mega on it. This one here, I might need that bend. I'm going to put a straight in it, but I might need it. So it looks okay like that. Just a bit. I could actually extend that collet. Yeah. Take that off. Weld that further back here. So that bend will be the same as that one. Cut this bend out, put a straight bit in. But I might need these. If I cut it in half, I might be able to use half on one side, half on the other to give me the sweep. There's no going back. This is roughly in place now. It's maybe could go a little bit higher, tip maybe. But what I meant by when I cut this bend out by using it is, so if I cut that the right length and then there use that bend, put a little extension on it, that'll give me the sweep up to the exhaust. And I should also have the same for the other side. The other side will be shorter anyway, so I'll probably have to make that up out of 2-3 bits, as this one will just be 2. So I shall cut that to size, get the sweep about right, sort of across there, and then put a straight bit on it into the Mega. And that was the problem with ordering, when I was ordering stuff, because obviously the original ones you've got a collector box under there, so I think they're even shorter. And just pipes in general I was trying to order and they was all out of stock. Very bizarre. Right, I've extended the pipe there, a new bit of pipe in there, and it's all nice and straight if you look down it. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. This is all the pipe I've got left to do the other side. As cock-ups go, I made a, out of 10 I'd say 9, maybe even a 9.5. The original idea was to extend this to make it the same radius as this. Yep, I should have stayed with that idea. I don't know if I mentioned earlier about shortening this to bring it in. Well, I'll show you later. I cut a lump off it and it was a disaster. I had to weld it all back on. Instead of saving me time, it took me even longer. Okay, I've just taken the exhaust pipe off to weld it. That's the mistake I was on about. So I knocked the collet down there, cut it off, put it on the bike, and then it come right round and shoved over the rev counter cable on the motor. I thought, no! So then I had to make it all back up and tack it all back on. Oh, that was a real mistake to make. These pipes are stainless steel, so I'm going to weld them up in stainless. I've had this exhaust longer than what I thought, because these collets are actually off the Super Dream. And what it was the original ones must have been a thin steel, and they rusted and just collapsed. So what I had to do was cut these off the old Super Dream pipes. So yep, so I'm going to weld that up, and luckily I can weld that up and it doesn't affect it. So I don't have to worry about sanding that down. These ones here, I'm going to have to sand these off and weld them up. And also extend this one, which I should have done in the first place. I've got some more pipe to extend it. It's an old roller, conveyor roller. And the thickness of the tube is absolutely spot on. So let's get one side done and see what it looks like. I've started on the other side, and look at that. Perfect pair. Really pleased with that. And it sweeps around the same. So now what I need to do is I'm going to get rid of that, same as the other side, and I've made a bracket up which looks just like the one that's on holding the other exhaust up, but that one's also used for the main stand, so it's just been cut down, so it's going to look the same. It's going to be a bit more sturdier than that. That's the other half of the sweep there, so that's really good, that's in the right place. So all I've got to do now is just weld that little piece in and fit the baffle. Mega! I'm not sure if I mentioned that was the conveyor roller. I welded that in there. The rest of it's all the original pipe. I didn't waste any of the original pipe. Right, both exhausts are on, and I thought I was done. And then I noticed, when I popped it off the main stand, it's just catching the exhaust. bracket that's supposed to hold the stand is there, and it ain't quite long enough. So I've got two options. I can either extend this down just to keep that off there, or I could swap the two brackets over and see if it fits on the other side. I bet whichever idea I go with will be the wrong one, but I think I'm going to swap it over. I don't know what this side would look like with that just sitting there on its own. I think it really needs that bracket just to fill that spacing. Not sure. In the end, I just extended the bracket and it looks okay. So now I've got plenty of clearance with the old stand there, and I can get my foot in just to flip it down. But I couldn't believe this. I was working on this and I thought, I've got oil on the back of my hand. Where did I get that from? I followed it back. Look, it's all round there. Oh no, can you see that? The shocker's leaking. Oh, honestly, give me a break. So that'll have to wait till the MOT January. The bike's had these springs on ever since I've had it, and I'd done 20,000 miles on it before I took it off the road, so, and it's lasted almost a year. Can't complain, I suppose. No, you bloody can complain. My exhaust bandage finally turned up. I'm just going to give these now a quick coat of heat resistant paint and then apply the bandage. I thought the old motad silencer was in good nick, but after I took it off, underneath I noticed this and this bit here, and I bet if I poke it with a screwdriver I'll go through that. Oh yeah, look, it's gone. So it did want replacing. The heat-proof paint's dry, and now I'm ready to apply the wrap. So let's have a look, see what's inside. This is 15 metres. I didn't know whether to roll it all out and just cut it in half, or just wrap it. Oh, that should be enough. These are your wire clips, but I'm going to just temporarily hold them with that because it's the first time I've ever done this, and then put the wire clips on if it's all okay. Done a bit of research, and apparently it's best to let this soak in water before you apply it, and then as it dries it shrinks on. So I'm just going to soak this in water. It's also best to start from the back and work forward. it was a good job the memory card was full when I realised I hadn't put the collar on. The language was terrible. And also, I'd used cable ties and not the steel ones. So, could have been a lot worse. I thought about it in the morning as well. Make sure I put that on. Never mind. No harm done. So, always remember to put these on. And make sure you put it on the right way around. There we go. Found that a much tighter and easier way of doing it. I'm just going to release this. The beauty of using big cable ties is you can just put a screwdriver down there like that. And then just release them. And you can reuse them. I'll give that a little bit more. Use that. Fold it in about an inch. Right, we're just going to put these stainless steel, well, cable ties on, I suppose. So they just feed through like a normal cable tie. And then I'm going to use the long nose pliers just to hold it, twist them round it to pull it extra tight, cut it off, and then tap that little edge over. Lovely job. Hey? I'll put another one up there, another one around there. Job's a good one. Right, we're back in the same spot a week later, and both the pipes are on, and they're a perfect pair, and I'm chuffed to bits with them. They both look exactly the same. You go around there, look at that, eh? So let's start her up and see what she sounds like. What I'll have to do is put the two videos together. So I must admit it is a lot louder than I thought, and I reckon I'm going to have to wear earplugs if I'm going to keep it like this. Well, that's the end of the video. Don't forget to thumbs up, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video.